Shoot, COVID-19 log 26. Go ahead with the deaths and infections. World deaths passed a grim milestone, 170,436. World cases, 2.4 million, almost up to 2.5. I think it's like 2.4.8 basically, if you were to put it that way. U.S. deaths, a grim milestone, also 42,514. U.S. cases, 792,759. So obviously we'll see 800,000 tomorrow. I mean, I might as well even just say that tonight. New York deaths, 18,776. So my state of New York here will see 20,000 deaths within the next 2-3 days. New York cases are over 250,000 now, 252,094. We had another death in my county today, so that's 12 deaths. The cases are at 120, which was only a jump by 2 from yesterday, but what I noticed was the number under mandatory quarantine was at 118, and normally that number is between like 85 and 100, so 118 was definitely strange to see what comes of that. But so we're at 51 days of this now, and what that is 51 days since the first death in America. We're actually really 96 days into this. It's 96 days since the first COVID-19 case in America. Couple good things. Everything is down overall, and by that I mean hospitalizations, intubations, people on ventilators. That's all down. We saw another day today. We had around 1,300 people hospitalized for COVID. Again, that's down from about 2,000 a day. So that was good. The deaths, we had 478 deaths, and as bad as that is, I mean, one death is horrible, never mind 478, but our peak was a week long of deaths in the 700s, up near 800. So we haven't seen deaths down in the 400s since I don't even know when, 2, maybe 3 weeks. So that's, as horrible as that is, it's a good downward decline. So the question is, though, is how steep and fast will the decline be? Will we see 400 deaths for the next week every day, or will we see 300 deaths tomorrow, 200 the next day? Nobody knows. So we're hoping it's steep. We're hoping it's fast. About reopening, still no federal funding. So we are just on hold. Nobody really knows why the feds won't give the most hardest hit place any money, but we're still asking for it, still waiting for it. One thing I did like to see from our mayor, he's looking to give hazard pay plus bonuses for all essential workers. That is medical personnel, first responders, um, other essential workers that you don't really think about, the people that drove the buses, um, things like that. I mean, they had bus drivers die because you're in this, somebody has to run the buses because these essential workers have to get to where they're going. And they're in this enclosed space with all kinds of people. They've had all kinds of infections and death. Um, the medical workers, of course, have seen firsthand hell, so I thought that was good because I don't think, and the governor agrees, that a simple thank you is enough. It needs to be shown, not just said. There is talk about passing that bill again for small businesses. I haven't seen that it's been done yet. I know there was talk of it being signed either today or tomorrow. So that would be good. My state started antibody testing today, and that's not a test that says you're either infected or not. It's a test that says you had the virus, you're now over it, and in addition, you have developed the antibodies against it. So in theory, you should be immune to it. That's most likely going to the essential workers. I don't fall in that category, so I doubt I'll ever see this thing. It'd be nice because they're finding up to possibly 40% will have had the virus and not even known it. So it'd be nice to know. My brother sent me an interesting piece of information. I haven't touched on this before, but nobody's going anywhere, so nobody's driving, so the price of oil has dropped insanely. It started out at the beginning of today, the price of oil was less than that of a Big Mac burger from McDonald's. And it ended, and this is crazy, it ended at negative 73 cents per barrel. What that means is, since it's a negative number, if you had, because of course they do this in major distribution, so if you had a place to store enough of this oil, the company would actually pay you to take the oil. I don't know that that's ever been seen before, ever. I didn't note the date. Today is it's 11:20 p.m. April 20th. We're very hopeful for a summer vacation. Family gets a huge house out on Cape Cod for a week. We all go, so we actually put down a deposit for one. We're looking at the end of August, which of course is nowhere near guaranteed. I am cautiously optimistic about it, but we'll see. I mean, at the rate things are going, if we continue on this decline, I think we may have that vacation. It's going to be a little different, no doubt. There's still going to be things in place, regulations and guidelines, but that'll be good. You know, it's also just something out of all this to look forward to.